Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are deep diving into the fight response, how it shows up in your body, my personal experience with it, and at the end, I will guide you through a 10-minute breathwork practice to help create space for that intense energy so you have choice in how you respond.
Exhale, Mom.
Have you ever gotten so mad that it feels like your entire body lights up? Like you need to say something, prove something, or make your presence known? Well, babe, that's the fight response. The fight response is your nervous system mobilizing energy to protect you. It's your body signaling that something is not right, it doesn't feel safe, and you need to do something about it now. And you can feel this in your body. It is innate in you. Your heart starts to beat faster, your breathing gets a little bit more shallow, your posture starts to shift, and it's like your whole body is gearing up to be seen and heard. And that is not random. That is your body generating energy to move, to act, and protect. For me, the fight response shows up a lot when I feel disrespected, misunderstood, or like my voice is not being heard. Something about me is I am very expressive, and when I am specifically disrespected, you can see it all over my face, all over my body, and just the ways I carry myself. And that comes through the heat in my body, the tension in it, this urge to control, fix, or push back. And that is my body reminding me, hey girl, hey babe, you? There's something here that is not aligned. Another way this shows up is when I feel misunderstood. Like I'm explaining something and it is just not landing. And there's a moment when my body will just shift. My jaw gets a little bit tighter and my words get a lot sharper. That's where I can lean into proving, over-explaining, or trying to force someone to understand me. And especially with family, when something gets said that hits on my relationships or my life choices, I can feel that urge or need to defend myself, explain myself, or make them see me. And underneath all of that, it's really just my body saying, don't disappear right now, stay. Now, this response is inherently good. It is here for you to help you protect yourself from a threat. And this fight response is really, really important for us, not only to keep ourselves safe, but to know when our boundaries are being crossed. If I'm being really honest, this fight response for me turns very quickly into this concept of FU energy. And FU energy is exactly what you think it is. Fuck you energy. Like I am upset and I'm going to make sure you know that I'm upset. I feel like I have a degree in FU energy. This is a very dominant space my body goes into and my mind goes into to not only process what's going on, but to defend myself in whatever way, shape, or form is needed. Now, this can show up in a lot of different areas. Specifically for me, I find this one highlighted when it comes to co-parenting. There's so many disagreements that happen when you're co-parenting and just different belief systems, different structures. And the fight response often shows up with me having to defend myself, defend something I'm doing, an action I'm taking, and it is not being understood. When something changes last minute, or I feel like I'm not being considered, I feel it instantly. It's almost like there's a switch in my brain and it goes, fight. It just clicks on. And there's this immediate energy of no. I don't like this and this is not okay with me. And then from there, that's when like this FU energy starts to bubble up out of me. And it's this emphasis that I am not going to be walked over and I'm not going to be dismissed. And it's in that moment that I realize my body isn't just reacting, it is trying to protect me. And it's not inherently bad. It is just unprocessed power. And the problem isn't the intensity of it, but how we use it. And for me, that comes up through breath work, because a lot of the times when we're put into some form of survival response, you may not have the ability to fully process it right then in the moment. And breathwork allows you a space to use this built up energy and acknowledge it, let it be processed so you can get complete with the experience. We have a lot of unprocessed experiences and our mind has an open loop. So going into some form of breathwork practice when you experience a trigger allows you to close the loop. Therefore, your mind is not unconsciously looping and scanning your surroundings for that perceived threat over and over and over. When you do have all of these open loops going on in your brain, you are constantly overlaying a past incomplete experience onto your present moment. So when we give ourselves space to process, we're no longer reacting from the past. We're free to respond to what's really happening here and now. And as you start to notice this fight energy in your body on more of a daily basis and more nuanced ways, you can become really attuned with how it shows up and how you express it. For example, when you were little and someone took something away from you and it upset you, what did you do? You yelled, you kicked, you screamed, you made yourself very big to overthrow a threat. And I want you to think of fight energy as very high intensity and very big. So when you're in the fight response, you have a lot of energy pulsing through your body, telling you to take action. And although all of these examples seem very different, when it comes to the processing in your body, it is all the same response, the fight response, meaning your body in all of those experiences is getting a lot bigger. You are taking up a lot more space. You are mobilizing a lot of energy to overthrow the threat. And when fight energy doesn't get processed, it doesn't just disappear. It looks for another place to go. And this is something that I have had to learn the hard way. A lot of the time, it doesn't just come out on the person or the situation it was originally meant for. It leaks. It leaks everywhere. It leaks into your tone, into your reactions, and it leaks into really small moments that don't actually call for that level of intensity. So you snap at your partner, you snap at your kids, you feel irritated over something so small, but your body reacts as if it's something really big, because there is a buildup of fight energy overwhelming your system, even if it's unconsciously being held in your body. And the hardest part is that it typically leaks out onto the people that you love the most, not because you don't care, but because your nervous system feels safest with them. So if that fight energy never had a place to go, it comes out when it feels like it can. And that's why learning to process fight energy is not about becoming less intense, but it's about becoming intentional with where that energy goes. In the age of technology that we're in, we have the access to distract ourselves from processing emotions. It is just a reality of the type of day and age we live in, and your body is your original processor. You do not need social media to disassociate. You do not need ChatGPT to tell you why you're feeling what you're feeling. You need to get back into your body and let your body do what it knows how to do. Us as humans try to overcomplicate emotions, situations, trying to figure everything out in our head. And the beautiful thing about breathwork is it truly allows you to get out of your head and into your body. And something that is really important that I want to say is unprocessed fight energy does not make you a bad person. Just because you snapped at your kids or snapped at your partner when you got triggered just means that your body is still trying to finish a story that never got its end. Mic drop. Yeah. So I want to guide you through a breathwork practice today to help you move that fight energy safely. On that note, let's talk about a few tools we will use today for our breathwork practice. One will be pounding or tapping. So tapping is just taking your fingertips and going up and down your body. It is very intuitive. Pounding is just a little bit more intense. Now, don't hit yourself so hard that you bruise. Be intuitive with what your body needs and how it wants to move. Another thing I really like is the swiping motion. Almost like I am getting rid of stuck, stagnant energy in my body, and it feels very cleansing. So I find tapping, pounding, and swiping to be super supportive for fight energy. Another tool is toning. Imagine you get super triggered and angry with someone and you just want to yell at them. That's where toning comes into play. For you to help process unspoken words, it is through your voice. So toning would look something like this. You would take an inhale through your nose and fill up your chest and audibly create a sound out through your exhale. All the way out. Depending on your body, what is going on in your own personal life, you can intensify that and turn it more into a yell, more into a scream, or a little bit softer. It is up to you and what your body needs. So with all of that information, we are about to get started with our breathwork practice. Little disclaimer, make sure your safety is your number one priority. You are not near or in any water. You are in a nice, seated, comfortable position. If you are doing breathwork in your car is off. I know I am in my car. My car is my safe place, but I promise you it is off. I have my chair scooted back, my steering wheel pushed in, so I have enough room for myself to move and create space and deeply breathe. We are going to go ahead and get started with our breathwork practice. So when you're ready, find yourself in a comfortable seated position, your feet on the floor. You can just let your hands rest in your lap. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and close down your eyes. Just noticing your feet on the floor. If you need to wiggle out your spine to sit up just a little bit straighter, your palms just resting in your lap. And without any force or control, just notice how your breath naturally moves in and out of your nose. And I just want to remind you that your intensity and your fire is not a burden. It is a part of you that deserves to be understood and honored. And when you create that space, it becomes a source of your power, not your limitation. Let's take a big inhale in through the nose. Audibly sigh it out. Doing a few more of those breaths on your own. We're going to be finding that conscious connected breath, inhaling in fully, filling up our chest and letting it just fall out soft. Creating no pauses at the top or bottom of your breath, just a continuous circle, cycling the air in and right back out through your mouth. The work is on your inhale. Your exhale just softens out of your chest. You got this. There's nowhere to be other than with your breath and in your body right now. If you feel like your mind starts to wander, bring yourself and count your breaths. I want you to start by just shaking out your hands, keeping the deep breaths, and just start shaking them out. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just bringing a little bit of movement into your body. And when you're ready, just start tapping up and down on your quads at whatever pace, whatever speed feels good. And I just want you to imagine you're breaking up the energy. Anything that's stuck, you're just letting it have some space. Keeping with that deep inhale and gently out. And noticing, do you want to turn this tapping into a little bit more of a pounding sensation on your legs? When you're ready here, go ahead and go back to shaking out your hands. Taking a big inhale, and as you exhale, blow out of your mouth like you're really getting rid of that stagnant energy. Good, just like that. Now, creating a tapping sensation on your arms, inhaling in through the nose and gently letting the exhale fall back out. Going over to the other arm when you're ready. Your body knows exactly what to do. Just trust it, trust your intuitive movement. And when you're ready, going into that swiping motion, swiping everything off of your arms. Swiping your legs if that feels supportive, swiping your neck wherever you need it. Shaking out your hands one final time here. And letting your hands rest back in your lap. Taking a big inhale in through your nose. Audibly out. Back in. Audibly out. And starting to take up space with your breath through your exhale. We're gonna start to let this build into a little bit more toning, few more breaths like this. Here we go. Take a big inhale in and audibly tone. Right back in and out. Right back into your inhale. Just 2 more rounds of toning. You've got this. We're going to be returning back to a soft jaw exhale. So when you're ready, inhaling in through your nose, letting it fall out as if you were fogging up a mirror. A few more breaths like this before we go into a restorative breath. Let's take one big final inhale in. And let it fall out. Breathing in and out through your nose. Taking your hands to your chest. Notice if you can feel your heart beating. Reminding yourself that your intensity, your bigness is not the problem. You are allowed to be big and you are allowed to take up space. Your body is not against you. It is protecting you and nothing in you is too much. Right here, right now, it is safe to soften and release the armor. Taking a few more gentle breaths now. Letting your hands gently fall down into your lap. And keeping your eyes closed, maybe rocking your neck right and left a little bit. And when you're ready, gently blinking open your eyes, taking up the space around you before coming back to the screen. If you would like to pause this video and take a moment to journal, you are more than welcome to. And it is at this time that we will close out our practice. We'll take one big inhale in together and audibly sigh it out. You've got this. From my heart to yours. I love you. Have an amazing rest of your day.
Exhale, Mom.